to round out general talking points with an interesting story, and this is actually from Nadeem Badshaw at Nadeem News UK on via Entourage, entouraj.com, entourage.com. Ethnic supporter groups breaking down barriers in football, the Punjabi Wolves model. Nadeem says, I recently spent a day with the Punjabi Wolves, the fanatical supporters group for the Wolverhampton Wanderers football team. The way the group, which has around 1,500 members, has brought in people from all races and promoted the Punjabi culture at games needs to be seen to be believed. I travelled with the group on an away game and saw the unique sign of white and Asian men dancing to the dole drum, singing Bhangra chants, and creating the atmosphere at the game. You had white fans wanting to try out the drum and singing songs about that powerful cultural import, chicken vindaloo and chicken madras. The day began at 8 a.m. in the Jubilee House pub in the Black Country. I spoke to fans about how Punjabi Wolves was just a banner and how football and the local area had brought different communities together. The coach on the way to the game at Bradford was lively with plenty of banter. Pete Bassi, one of the founding members of the group, told me how they have grown since they launched in 2007 through holding charity events. At a stop, a service station in Stoke, the dole drum came out again. It attracted Man United fans who came over to watch and shake hands with the Wolves supporters. At 2 p.m, a coach rolled into Bradford's Valley Parade. Out came the flag, scarves, and of course the drum. Police officers looked bemused as the 50 people on the coach came out singing songs like Kenny Jackett's Barmy Army and Danny Batts from Brearley Hill, Danny Batts from Brearley Hill, F. Off Johnson. The song is about Wolves defender Danny Batts and their hatred for ex-player Roger Johnson. Before the game, a group of Wolves members headed to a local cafe to introduce themselves to Bradford fans and promote the Punjabi Wolves name. The difference between fans from up north compared with London regarding their friendliness and openness was plain to see. Come game time, the Wolves fans were tucked away in a corner of the ground, but they were the life and soul of the party. They fell quiet temporarily when Bradford took the lead, but they were soon back on song as Wolves came from behind to win 2-1. Bradford are among a few grounds that allow the dole drum into the stadium. Other clubs should follow suit as it creates a unique Indian wedding-like atmosphere and is nothing like the England band that annoys some fans. Post-match, people were crowding around to film the spectacle on their phones as fans jumped up and down wildly and hugged each other to celebrate the victory. This was not a cup final, but a League One game, which showed just how much these fans cared. My overriding conclusion was if a similar fan group was created by more clubs, it would break down more barriers between races, create a more family-friendly atmosphere at football, and move on from age-old chants like the Y word. The Punjabi Wolves model is a solution to tackling racism in football terraces and getting a more diverse range of people attending games. And as said, that's from Nadeem Badshaw at Nadeem News UK on Twitter, and that was posted on entourage.com, entouraj.com, entourage.com. Gman, I want to ask you this question. I want to ask you this question. The assertion that if a similar fan group was created by more clubs, it would break down more barriers between races, create a more family-friendly atmosphere at football, and move on from age-old chants like the Y word. Do you agree with that?
What do you mean?
Well, moving on from, age-old, borderline kind of racist and ignorant chants. That's where the kind of thread of it's going. Do you think that, because I feel that supporters groups, in terms of kicking racism out of football, homophobia and other things out of football, other negative things out of football, I think fans are the key. And creating diverse supporters groups and having diverse supporters groups can only help other communities engage in the game and get more involved. Because as we've spoken with Nitin Ranpuria, we've spoken with him, we've spoken with Manisha Taylor, Judan Ali, and others about the lack of British Asians in football. And we've even got a video on youtube.com/pitch talk, Asians in football, what's stopping them. And I think diversity on the terraces could help break down barriers, could help really break down barriers, I think.
No,
and eradicate some of the negative stuff.
The thing with that, yeah, obviously, yeah, and I say it like this, obviously diversity will break down barriers because diversity is diversity, yeah, but at the end of the day, I don't think clubs setting up diversity groups will help anything because it's not the club, it's the fans that need to be diverse.
Yeah.
Do you get me? The clubs are doing their best to be diverse on the pitch. Do you get me?
But it's clubs setting the example, like Millwall.
No, but
like Millwall always get. No,
but this is what I'm trying. This is what I'm trying to say. Like, for instance, like this, like, we take Storm FM, yeah, we take Pitch Talk as entities, yeah.
So, yeah, go on.
Yeah. Now, could we do a lot better if we had funding and blah 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 from certain other avenues? Yes, we could. Yeah. But at the end of the day, yeah, like we are the bread and butter of getting these things running, getting these moving in the first place. Yeah. You know, no one's running at us to throw things at us in the first place.
We didn't wait for a club to say, "Oh yeah, do you want to start something?" We just started it.
So,
in 2010,
in terms of diversity, fans have to do it themselves. Just like what the guy from the article was saying.
Yeah, just like Nadeem was saying, yeah.
You know, fans getting together, creating this sort of atmosphere, you know, look how well it works. Clubs should be doing a lot more of this. Fans need to do it. Fans need to get together. Like-minded fans need to create more of these events. Then clubs pick it up. I don't think clubs can actually just put it out there because I don't think it's going to work because at the end of the day, fans, the ones that are consistently going to football at the moment and have been molded that way, of one stream of thinking, you know, like a club then saying let's do it this way, it's gonna upset how it is.
But do you think clubs should set an example? Not necessarily setting up like a fans thing or whatever, doing stuff in the community like what Millwall do.
Like I said, clubs are doing it. Clubs, we see it every day on Match of the Day. We see it BBC Match of the Day when they take us different. They show us different clubs doing different schemes,
especially in the Football League show as well. Yeah,
you know that they've been doing that. They've been doing that for years. We heard about players like, especially with Jermaine Defoe when he was like what he does. Yeah, players are doing it. Clubs are doing it. But at the end of the day, it's not just the clubs. Fans, you know, if you've got an idea and you want to reach out to people and do more, fans need to do more of that. Yeah. That's where it lies at, to be honest. I think something like that is way bigger than the clubs. I think people are forgetting like 60,000. It's 60,000 people that go to watch games, not 60,000 people that play the game.
Yeah,
that's what people need to realize.
60,000 people that love it as well.
I mean,
a club can have 60,000 people in one stadium, but they can have 60 million fans worldwide. Which I get it. No, I get it. And at the end of, I think at the end of the day, that's why I said the fans. I think the fans are the key.
Yeah.
Because if you want to eradicate the negativity, I think the fans are the key, but the clubs can help. They can be a catalyst. Whether it be holding a community event or sponsoring a community event that, say, Punjabi Wolves are holding, that, say, Wolverhampton Wanderers were to sponsor that, then more people would come. It would be more promotion. Promotion, I think, is key. Look at the amount of promo me, you, and Chelsea Fizzle do on a general basis for Pitch Talk.
Yeah.
But we obviously need help promoting.
Yeah.
We need help promoting. We've asked the Pitch Talk family on occasion to help us promote stuff, help us promote videos, help us promote Pitch Talk meets interviews, because we promote all we can via the social networks, via word of mouth, via business cards that we hand out when we meet people. Whenever someone says, "What do you do?" It's like, "Yeah, I'm a video editor. I also co-host a football talk show on Mondays." I drop it. I will shamelessly self-promote myself in the show, especially the show. Yeah. It's always, I co-host a football talk show. I'll drop it in a conversation just normally.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we're passionate about this, so we want to promote it. So the Punjabi Wolves, at the end of the day, the Punjabi Wolves, obviously, they're described here as the fanatical supporters group for the Wolverhampton Wanderers football team.
Yeah.
So it's one of them ones. The word fanatical, passionate. comes into that mold as well. And the fact of the matter is, because they're passionate about it, because they love what they're doing, they're getting noticed.
Yeah,
They're getting noticed. And obviously, with articles like in Entourage that we've stumbled upon, we actually found this via Samir Sawney. Actually via Samir Sawney's also. Big shout out to Samir of Motivate SF. And the fact of the matter is, promotion is key. And if you've got a club behind you promoting you, or you've got some sort of large entity behind you promoting you, it's a lot easier to get your message out there and to get it to more people. And fans, I said, some fans have turned their noses up at us because we're not Sky Sports or Talk Sport or those other large entities. But every entity has to start from grassroots, especially if you haven't got money, if you haven't got a budget, like we haven't. At the end of the day, we make the most of what we've got. Like that's why we say thank you to LJA Productions, our official video production partner. That's why we say thank you to ApparentlyRich.com, our official web production partner. That's why we also say thank you to official SXE for promoting us on their videos. That's why we also say huge thank yous to insitu.co. It's one of them. That's why we say huge thank yous to entities like that, especially In-Situ, our official facilities provider, because they're providing the studios that we're in right now. So it's one of them ones. At the end of the day, we're making the most of what we've got because we ain't got the budget to compete with other entities. And the Punjabi Wolves, like us, it's a bunch of passionate people who love their team. Obviously, we love our teams and we love football. The Punjabi Wolves love football too. So I say good luck to them.
Yeah.
Good luck to them. And for me, speaking personally, and I'm sure on behalf of myself, I'm sure on behalf of you and Jesse Fizzle, it's a pleasure to promote something like this and bring a positive story to the forefront, because that's where it deserves to be. When people are doing something positive and breaking down barriers that really should be dissipated already. They're doing great work in their communities. That's what Pitch Talk Meets is about. It's one of them ones. Why else did we start a Pitch Talk Meets? It's one of them ones. Look at who we've interviewed. Matt Hodgson did a fantastic documentary about Queen's Park Rangers. Something that's good for the game. Shows you behind the scenes. Shows you the real story. Didn't have to be sensationalized like some say Orient Club for a five or what. It's one of them ones. We've also had Manisha Taylor, who's doing great things in football, and especially great things currently with the Rachel Yankee Foundation. Also Samir Sawney, who's doing great things with Motivate Sports and Fitness. John Sitton, who's done good things in football. All right, it got overshadowed and misconstrued by Orient Club for a five of that documentary, but he's done good things in football, had a good career. Also, Andy Copeland of the Glemnet Southern Amateur League, doing very good things, doing positive things in the game. Same with Rob Belusher, former chairman of Ibis FC, Grassroots Club. So it's one of them ones. Positive things in football should get brought to the forefront and should be promoted more, rather than the negative things, I think. And you know what? The Punjabi Wolves supporters group of Wolves, fantastic stuff. Fantastic stuff. We need more entities like that, by the people, for the people. It's like we the people, for the people, by the people, for the people, so that positivity can be spread and barriers can be broken down. I mean, Mike Hardiman, you've had some interesting stuff to say in the Skype chat. Let us know what you've said in the Skype chat, because you've had a few interesting points about in relation to kind of fans being the key to breaking down barriers in it.
Yeah, it definitely is to do with the fans more than anyone else, really, because it's the fans who pay them to go and watch the game. They'll bring friends, they'll bring family, they'll bring other people and get other people involved as well. But it's when sort of people are growing up, it's how if they can get something like what Wolves have done. And people have seen that, and then of course it will go noticed. It will go 100% noticed straight away. People they'll notice the difference. But with the negative, it just there's so many these people that they do have videos at their clubs and all that sort of stuff as fans.
Yeah, everyone's got a
if there's
moronic
one or
minority.
two or one section of them, then that's all you need to see, and people will start following suit. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I get that. Every club has a moronic minority. So I totally get what you mean. Like what I was saying about Millwall.
But the potential's definitely there. But like even with Swindon, what happened with Swindon at the weekend? Their fans and
absolutely
stuff like that.
Yeah. But it's one fan tarnishing the image of everyone. Like I said, moronic minority, and it's sad that still happens. You always get a moronic minority who are ignorant and we're stupid, but they tarnish the image of everyone else associated with that club. Like the Millwall fans who were causing trouble at last year's FA Cup semi-final. I mean, Millwall do a lot of work, obviously a lot of work in their community, and the fact of the matter is they always get, but then they probably got more press for one of their fans throwing a bottle at Harry Redknapp from a few weeks ago. Sorry, at Joey Barton, and throwing a ball at Harry Redknapp. They probably got more press for that. So it's one of them ones, man.
But just quickly, I do want to say that it's definitely got potential, and if something like that started up, the new fans, when they first start going to the club, start watching the games and stuff, they'll notice that, and they'll recognise that more than they will the idiocy, I reckon, if it's published enough.
No, I hear that. Yeah. I mean, Gman, do you agree? You agree with that as well?
Yeah. No, you know what? I do agree with that. I've got to say, like what you said, touching on the grassroots. If people are doing things in grassroots, yeah, and they're doing it well, gets picked up upon. We've seen it. We've been at events where 14-14.
Yeah, 14. Yeah, with the Alexandra Park.
Look what happened there.
That's a fantastic story. YouTube.com/Pitstalk, Pitstalk on the road at Alexandra Park FC and 14 sponsorship launch. Have a look at that. It's a great story.
And that's all community based as well. So
very much so.
I do know what you're saying about the whole community. I'm not shutting that down. I'm not saying that clubs can't do a lot to help, but I just don't think it's all in clubs' hands. I think that the community's got to do a lot more as well. It's not just about the clubs are making a lot of money. Let's try and pinpoint it on the clubs. It's like, look, this is our community. Let's stand up. Let's try and make things better in our community as well.
Yeah.